Hey everyone, Jay Adams here from Denver Water. If you're thinking about transforming parts of your yard and adding a water-wise garden, there are 3 common ways to get rid of your grass. These are physical removal, solarization, and sheet mulching. In this video series, we'll explain each method and take a look at the pros and cons. But before you get going, a few preparation steps to take, so let's take a look. First, create a landscape plan for the area where you are removing grass. If you have an irrigation system, it's best to remove grass in one sprinkler zone so you don't have a mix of water-wise plants and Kentucky bluegrass in the same zone. Put in a free request to locate any underground utilities in your yard through Colorado 811. And don't forget to flag your sprinkler heads so you remember where they are and don't hit them when you're digging. Alright, so now that you have a plan, let's take a look at physical removal. That's the process of actually digging or cutting out the grass. You can do this with a shovel, by renting a sod cutting machine, or hiring a professional. When you're ready, just mark the removal area with spray paint or string. You can also mow the grass ahead of time. And water your yard thoroughly a day before you dig. This will help loosen up the soil. So if you're looking to remove grass from a small area, kind of like this corner here, you can just use a shovel, a pickaxe, or a hoe. Just remember when you're digging down, make sure you get down deep enough to get all those roots out. For larger areas, consider renting a sod cutting machine. Make sure to follow all the directions and set the blade height so it's low enough to cut the roots. You can do a test strip to make sure the blade is set right. Then run the machine across the yard, back and forth to cut the sod. You can use a pickaxe or shovel to get the grass around the edges and corners. An important thing to remember is that you'll need a plan to dispose of the sod. If you can, try to repurpose the old sod on site. You can do this by building a small berm to create some contour in the landscape. You can compost it, or use it as fill dirt somewhere else on your property. If you still have sod left over, you'll have to haul it away. You can find a list of disposal sites on the Associated Landscape Contractors of Colorado website. Now, if you have a large section of grass to remove, you may want to consider hiring a professional to do the work for you. Resource Central provides this service in the Denver metro area and Northern Front Range. You can check their website for more information and see if you're eligible for a discount. You can also check to see if your city, county, or water provider has a grass removal program. Another option is to hire a pro. You can check the ALCC website for more information. So there are some pros and cons to think about before deciding if physical removal is going to work for you. The pros of physical removal are that it's the fastest way to remove grass. You can also do it at any time of the year, as long as the ground isn't frozen. And it works well for large yards, where you are removing more than 100 square feet. The cons of physical removal are that it's very labor intensive, so just be prepared if you're doing the work yourself. You'll also need to find a way to reuse the sod or find a disposal site. And be sure to consider the cost of renting equipment and paying any disposal fees. In some cases, it may even be cheaper to hire someone than doing the work yourself. There's also a higher chance the grass could regrow if you don't remove it all. Well, that's how the physical grass removal process works. But before you do it, check out our videos on solarization and sheet mulching. You can learn more at denverwater.org/conserve.